thinking something simple, but with a glitter liner. Something holiday, but simple. I'm gonna start with some clean canvas here. I'm using the shade Fair. We'll just take this all the way up to our brow bone. So what did y'all do this weekend? I filmed some really fun stuff. You guys will see it soon. What else did I do? Oh, I also went to Whole Foods. 2 grocery stores, 1 week. She's out of control. Okay, I think we're gonna use this palette. This is the Huda Naughty palette. I've only used it once, so let's try it out again. I'm gonna start with the darker shade, and I'm just gonna darken up my crease a little bit here. My brush is a prototype, but just look for a very small, why are you guys so far away? Get in here. Just look for something small. You'll have a lot more control. And I also want you to notice that I'm pressing the product in. I'm not swiping. I'm really pressing it into the base. That's going to make the difference between our eyeshadow creasing and even how pigmented it is. It takes a little bit more time to really press it in, but you're going to have a lot better results than just going back and forth in here. Let's go ahead and press the same exact eyeshadow over this way as well. I'm going to bring it out a little bit farther. And then instead of coming here, we're going to come over this way. Just create a little bit larger lid space, a little bit more illusion to the eye there. We're going to continue to tap him out in just a second. This is actually going to be a very blended look, but we work in layers. I know it looks very defined right now, but this is going to be a really good technique to practice. I'm going to start now by tapping and tapping this upwards. I'm using such small tapping motions. You can start to see this little transition here come to life. This just gives you the most even blend possible. So since I'm going to be doing my foundation off camera, I can just really talk about eyes, and I feel eyeshadow blending is my #1 ass thing. So I want you to notice that this base is creasing. That's completely normal. The difference is that we have not taken an eyeshadow and pressed it in there. Now, I would smooth that out. We'll get to that. But I don't want you to be afraid of that. And also, a lot of times when we use any kind of eyeshadow base, even one that you don't see creasing as you're working, it's still going to be creasing. The difference is taking your time and really pressing that eyeshadow in. That's why when we take a puff, we press the powder in. That really sets. So the same thing goes for your eyeshadow. How did we go from this to this? How? You want to know? Here we go. So now we're going to take the shade next to it right here. I'm grabbing a Scott Barnes 63. We're going to grab it on the side. That's going to be able to cover more space quicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to tilt my head back. Now we're not going to take it right in here. I feel like I need the back of a brush for a pointer. Okay, this will do. So we're not going to take it right through here. We're going to take it right above that, and I'm going to start to press it in. So I'm going to keep it pretty tight for just a second. And then as we go, we're just going to start to, notice I'm tilting my head back. I can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. You can kind of look down into your mirror. Of course, I'm doing it into my phone. But just take your time. You're going to press back and forth. It's still going to look like it's not making sense for just a second. Now I'm just picking up the same shade a little bit more. We're going to press it a little bit higher. I was actually holding my brush wrong. It really helps to hold your brush farther back. You actually have more control, and you're able to just kind of twirl it as you're tapping. You just cover more space that way. Okay, just continue to take your time. And now from here, most of the product is off of the brush now, and we can just really start to press and bring that up towards the brow bone. Now, of course, we're not taking it all the way. You can see it come to life now. Now we're going to put one more color above. I know this is wild. I'm going to grab this shade here called Untamed back on that tiny little brush, and we're just going to kind of tap it in here first, and then from here we'll just kind of bring it up. That's even going to further transition. You build up your darkest color, then you go in with your second transition, about 2 shades lighter, I find. And then you come back in and you transition with your darker colors a little bit more. I just always get the most faded, even blend when I do this. So now we're going to grab the lightest color from the palette, which is this one. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start to tap that on my brow bone. This is where it really just all blends together. I have one more tip that I'm gonna let you guys in just to make sure that you get this nice even blend. That's not till a little bit later. This one is major though. So just take it and just kind of tap it back and forth. So remember the brush that has the base on it, all we're gonna do is just kind of tap over this. I'm actually gonna do a matte lid, and I want to do like a matte soft brown. I think that's really cool. I feel like a lot of times we just see the shimmers, and while they are so pretty, they're kind of expected. So I'll show you, it's gonna be really good. Oh, I meant to say I have big ol' howdy to all my new supporters. You guys, over the weekend I got over 10,000 new supporters, and I am just so honored to have you here. Welcome to the Rose family. We're one big happy family where we love makeup, we love cats, we love dogs, and we love each other. So I just want to welcome you guys. Look how cool this is going to be. So we're going to grab this shade here. I'm actually going to be grabbing it more from this area. It all kind of mixed together and it stays where we want it, but let's just grab it there. And we're just going to press it in. I'm using that Scott Barnes brush again. Just really press it into the base. We can pick up a little bit more. Continue to press it in. And if you want to lighten it a little bit, just grab the lightest color here. I think it's this one right here. And we'll just go on top of that color. Just make sure you're really pressing. I really feel like blended eyeshadow is making a comeback. I feel like all of this year has been about graphic liner and cut creases and really graphic eyeshadow looks. What are you guys into? Let me know. I want to know. Okay, so we're using our Mario pencil here. It actually wasn't recording and I'm angry. But I did film this guy. But if you find that you're not that great with liner and you think, man, I just can't get this even, the top is a little, look, I've even left it a little crooked. I could fix it. We don't have to for what we're about to do. Everybody put on your makeup seatbelts. So just to make sure our liner's nice and smooth, I actually added a little bit of black eyeliner on top since we're going to be going over it with this glitter liner. We just need it to be nice and smooth on top. It's okay if it's not as precise. You can even push the black eyeshadow out. Remember, it's getting covered. Look at that. So pretty. And what happened? We messed up our liner on top. Not a problem for glitter. Why am I like this? I love makeup so much. I really just love it. So this is the Dose of Colors glitter liner. I believe this is the shade, don't quote me, just read right here. So all I did was I kind of just tilted my head back, started here, and we're just going to go across the very top of the liner. Look at that. And you can do 2 coats if you want to. You could just do 1 coat. Look at that. Boom. Okay, so I added a little bit extra glitter. I grabbed this glitter here from Carla Cosmetics. Y'all are not going to believe what it's called. It's called Mrs. Rose. And all I did before this set, I just pressed a little bit of this in, just a tiny dab. And I actually pressed it in. This one kind of dried, so let's just kind of go back over. I'm going to work in sections. This is the Dose of Colors that we've already labeled. And I kind of use this as a glitter glue. And I just pressed it right on top, and that will grab it. And I just worked in sections and went across. So I just took my Sorbet pen here and I just cleaned it up. This side has the makeup remover. And not only can you clean up, but you can kind of just extend your wing and make it super sharp out this way. See that? So good. So I applied my Ardell Demi wispies. Now I've curled these heavily with this. And I actually heat them up. Now when I curl them, they are not on my eye. I heat this up pretty hot and I do not want that near my eye. I could hurt myself. You could hurt yourself. Please don't do that. But if you heat it up and you hold it, let me hold a lash. I want to show you. I want to teach you. We got to be safe here. So let's say I've heated this up very hot with my blow dryer, okay? Nowhere near my eye. We're not bringing this. It's actually not hot. But let's say I did. Now we're going to hold the lash. I haven't heated it up once again, but if it was heated, it would curl this and make them super curly just like these. Remember, please don't do this on your eye. Please hold it with tweezers and do it out here, the safe way. I've been on TikTok too long. So what we're doing here is I actually lined my waterline here with the Master Pigment Pro from Mario. This is the shade Deep Plum. And now I'm just kind of doing that same effect, tight lining. I like to do a liquid liner to do this. You have a little bit more precision. And this one is from M Cosmetics. It's in the shade brown, some kind of brown. I'll have it here. Now I'm going to take my puff and it's going to act like a guard, and I'm just going to ever so lightly soften the very bottom part. I don't want this to get too smoky, but I did want to see what this looked like a little softened. So just take your time, it's just a little bit. Now I'm going to take my puff and it's going to act like a guard, and I'm just going to ever so lightly soften the very bottom part. I don't want this to get too smoky, but I did want to see what this looked like a little softened. So just take your time, it's just a little bit of black eyeshadow here on my MAC 228S. Okay, we are doing an early 2000 nude. I'm going to balance it with some lip liner. I mean, personally, I love it this way, but we'll give it a little bit more depth. This is a MAC lipstick, nothing like it. Honestly, it just takes me back putting it on my lips. It's in the shade Playing Coy. We'll grab a little bit of this lip liner. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. It's in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. Oh, this is fun. Just wanted to remind you, a lip brush is your friend when you work with nudes and dark lip liners. You can really pull it down in here. I'm just going to finish the rest of my face. This is the new Jouer Soft Focus Hydrate Set Powder. And I'm just going to tap this in certain areas. Ooh. I'm not upset. This looks really pretty. And then what I have on my inner corner is this Bodyography glitter pigment in the shade Spirit Quartz. Look at that. I just tied everything together. So pretty. We're so holiday. There you have it. There's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Y'all are loving the eyeshadows, okay? We're going to be going all kinds of eyeshadow. We're going to work on some green eyeshadows tomorrow. It's going to be smoky. It's going to be holiday. I'm having so much fun. I always want to know you guys' opinions, so thank you for sharing it with me. I love you all. Make sure you find me on TikTok. We're going on a whole new direction over there. We're getting spicy. We're getting out of control. If you like what you see here, it's even going to be more ridiculous over there. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.